Hey, my Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and give a little bit of Bollywood gossip, got Bollywood news. It's been a minute since I did a video on anything concerning Bollywood. And I want to talk about Karan Johar because y'all who are here for like the Bollywood stuff, you know, because I don't know. And I previously discussed Karan Johar on my channel before. So if y'all want to go and look at the video that I previously done on Karan Johar. It's on my Bollywood movie slash ZTV shows playlist on my YouTube channel. By the way, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Let's get up to 800 subscribers. So the video is actually like right here. It's called The Problem with Karan Johar. So, previously I discussed on that channel like certain things that kind of irk me with Karan Johar, and it's like, and there are times where like I still find him very unusual because and I discussed it on that video, which I suggest you guys should go watch it on my channel. That I never seen, because maybe because I'm from the West, so that's why it doesn't connect with me. But like I never seen a big time director, host a gossip TV show. Like that's just it's something that is very unusual for me to see, because it's like, you don't see Martin Scorsese or Steven Spielberg doing like a gossip TV show, like Wendy Williams type of show, something like that. Look, or digging into like the actors or actresses like personal lives, and like doing like rapid rounds, and that fire round, whatever it's called, rapid fired rounds, and that sort of thing. So it's like I never seen a director do that over here in the West. So it's very odd for me to see, especially and it's only really Karan Johar that does this. It's like you don't see Aditya Chopra, you don't see Sanjalila Bansali, you don't see those particular, even before that, even the filmmakers before him, you never seen that. But it's like for some reason Karan Johar is the one that in a way contributed to this culture of like gossip and that sort of thing. So I'm like, okay, well, if this is what he wants to do, this is what he wants to do. And of course, like I have watched some episodes of Coffee with Karan, because at the time I never really had access to them in the past, but now I do, and I've been watching it here, especially when I'm bored. Like I'll watch it on Hulu and that sort of thing. I'll watch certain things, old episodes, new ones, and everything like that. So, and I know I previously said probably in that old video that like Karan Johar irks me a little bit, but now the more like, especially like the new season, like the season 8 of Coffee with Karan, like Karan Johar is really starting to get on my nerves. Like he's he's really starting to get on my nerves. And I don't know, maybe I need y'all input on this, my lifters. Maybe y'all think I'm reaching, maybe I think I'm too like whatever. But Karan Johar does a lot of gaslighting when it comes to this nepotism topic that comes up. And honestly, I honestly really don't see people bringing it up that much like how they used to during the pandemic, especially during the time of the Sushant Singh Rajput unfortunate suicide situation that happened there. So, but Karan Johar always finds a way to always bring, especially in season 8. Like if y'all notice, like season 7, season 8, like he started to really like bring it on his show a lot, especially with the guests that come on his show. And he will be like, oh, like there was an episode once where I think Gauri Khan came to the show with like her two other friends, and Karan Johar was like, oh, I know that to Gauri, like her, because Gauri's daughter Suhana was coming into acting now, and she was gonna be in the Archies or whatever, and he was like, oh, so how are you gonna prepare your daughter for the nepotism trolls and all that stuff? Because it's like, it's coming. How are you gonna prepare for it? And I remember when he said that in the beginning, I rolled my eyes at that time, because I'm just like, you're such a clown. You're such a clown for that. And then I let it go. I wasn't gonna say anything. But then, as time goes on, especially in season 8, I noticed that Karan Johar brings this nepotism. You can tell that this thing really bothers him. That, like, people throw at him. Well, they put it in his face, because it is true that Karan Johar likes to, give a majority of his roles or write scripts or whatever, cast people in his films that are from families that are in the film industry. Like Aliabhatt, he was still is the biggest like cheerleader at this point. I don't even think he's a cheerleader for Ali. He's like a doormat for Aliabhatt. Like with her, like he like so many like Ranbir, like he loves those people. He loves Aliabhatt. He loves Karan Kapoor. He loves all Kajol, all these different people. And it's like in season 8, I noticed that like it doesn't even have to be a situation where the guests bring it up. He always brings it up. Like even the situation with Rohit Shetty and like I think Ajay Devgan. Oh, and like, he was like, oh, they say that a previous guest host on my show, he didn't want to say Kangana's name. That she said that I was a flag bearer of nepotism and that sort of thing, and you could tell that really, I mean, at this point, it's given like a hit dog will holler. Like that really affected him, and it still affects him to this day. That he's seen as a like a nepotistic director. Even Karan Johar is nepotistic. His dad was in the industry as well. So, and then again too, he brought it up with Sunny Deol and Bobby Deol. Oh my God, how do you feel about this nepotism thing and the trolls and blah 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 blah. And of course, at the end of the day, these actors, Sunny Deol, Bobby Deol, Ajay, all these people, at the end of the day, they're gonna defend them being in the positions that they're in, because at the end of the day, they benefit from the connections that they have in the industry. So these actors and actresses are always gonna defend their position. It is what it is, and on top of that, they're gonna make sure that their kids get into the film industry as well. It is what it is, and for me, right, I think Karan Johar is really purposely trying not to see the bigger picture with people's grievances. Sorry, y'all, give me a second. Yes, I think that Karan Johar and all these actors and actresses are purposely not trying to see the bigger picture of what people online or whoever, even people in the media, are saying and like their grievances, especially with actors that want to break into the industry, that want to become, that want to do movies, that want to get great roles, be overshadowed or overlooked for a kid that's dad, mom, auntie, uncle, cousin, great grandfather, whatever. They get overlooked for the people that have bloodlines, dynasties within the industry. And they make it seem as if like, oh well, well, the audience made us stars. And I remember I was looking at, what's his name? I think Sunny Deol was saying something like, oh, and let me tell you something. I'm sorry, Sunny Deol seems like he's like, and it's no shade. Sunny Deol, I'm not even going to the channel because I'm gonna start going in. But like Sunny Deol was like, oh, I think, and it was in this Coffee with Karan episode this season. I think those people are stupid. These trolls, these social media people don't know what they're talking about. They're stupid. They if they think that just because my father was in the industry, that's why I have a leg up. At the end of the day, with this comes a lot of big work, and plus it wasn't like I was very successful in the film industry. And Bobby was saying the same thing, and to me, I was like, listen, it is not for the fact. And this is where I feel like they're not seeing, or they're purposely not seeing this point of view of the whole nepotism argument and what's going on, and especially with Karan Johar. The problem is not that, okay, like, yes, okay, whatever. At the end of the day, you didn't choose who you were born to. You didn't choose to be born to Dharminder. You didn't have a choice in being Yash Johar's son. But at the end of the day, Sunny, Bobby, Ajay, whoever, or Abhishekbachchan, whoever, because yes, I'll give y'all that. Yes, y'all had flop films, like y'all had a struggle within the industry, but at the end of the day, y'all was still getting roles. y'all will still, especially Abhishek Bachchan was still getting roles even though he was a flop actor. He was a flop actor, and yet they were still pushing him roles. They were still giving him roles. They gave him Doom, even though he had many flop films before that. They gave him the side character of Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna, even though he had many flop things. And do you know the reason why that was the case? And I actually found this out too. Like he was supposed to be casted in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum as the second son of of uh of Amitabh and Jaya in that movie, but because of scheduling issues, he couldn't do it. But even before then, he had flop films. And do you know the reason why he kept, even though he had flop films, but he was still being offered certain roles, is because he was Abhishek Bachchan's son, Sonny. Sonny Deol, the same thing. Yes, your films might not have done well, whatever. But at the end of the day, you were still getting offered more roles, or filmmakers were coming to you. You were able to come up to filmmakers and ask them for roles. Had the audacity to ask them for roles, even though you have five films, is because you are Dharminder's son. Bobby, the same thing. Bobby was saying in that Koffee with Karan episode, oh, I had to go up to certain directors and ask them, for roles, even though, like, I was flopping in the industry. And it's like, yeah, you could do, don't get me wrong. It's sad that you went through that. It's sad that you were going through flops. But, sir, guess what? The reason why, did any of those directors or producers that you went up to kick you out of their office and tell you never to come back again, that you're a flop actor? No. They're either pleasantly denied, whatever, or they give you other roles too. And I feel like in those moments, those moments could have been used, especially, where, and I think some of these like nepotistic kids, this whole nepotism thing, like, and like, while their films may have been flops, I think that had, another actor or another actress have been in that position, have been in that film, who weren't from the film industry, who didn't have ties to the film industry, would have been in that role. Who knows? That role would have probably done well. I remember my dad was telling me that, like, with Abhishek Bachchan, like, he honestly thought that the movie, some of his films were really good and he enjoyed them, but they turned out to be flops. And he feels like, had it been an actor that wasn't within the film industry to be in that film, I think the film would have done well. And that's something that we have to think about. And it's like, with any job, as regular people, guess what, y'all? If we do a piss poor job, or if we don't succeed at our jobs, and we're always failing, or we're always making mistakes, and always, that's gonna be strikes on our payroll. That's gonna be strikes on, like, okay, a first strike, second strike, third strike, you're out. Like, you're getting fired. Like, we're not doing this. We're just gonna hire someone new and come here. But no, y'all were giving opportunities after opportunities after opportunities, even though y'all were all flop. Most of y'all flop actors, and especially with these new nepotistic kids today. If we talk, well, even though he's not new, but like Arjun Kapoor, I saw that someone said that Arjun Kapoor has like 12 flop films, but yet he's still like invited to so many things. He's still able to get so many roles and so forth. It's like, that should not be the case. Why is Arjun Kapoor still getting roles and still able to audition for roles and all these different things, and people still bringing him to the club, bringing him to the parties, even though he's a flop actor? It's because who he's connected to is because his dad is Boney Kapoor, and his stepmother was Sudevi. John V. Kapoor, the same thing. Kushi Kapoor, the same thing. Now you got Sada Ali Khan. And then on top of that, you also have Ibrahim. I heard is want to get into the industry, even though no shade. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind that. Ibrahim, Ali Khan is very. He look good, okay. So I wouldn't mind it too much. But it's like, all these especially these new age star kids, y'all, they are failing miserably in the film fraternity, but yet they're still getting more roles. How does that happen? It's like, if you do a poor performance, if you do a poor job in any regular job, they're gonna reprimand you for that. But these kids have there's no consequence. There's nothing. So that's the part of like the nepotism part that Karan Johar doesn't see. And it saddens me in a way that he's sort of like blind to, or forcibly blinding himself to what people are saying, or just, dismissing us as just trolls, or like we're just like, we don't know what we're talking about, and we don't know. It's like, no, bitch, we know what we're talking about. Like, you are a flag bearer of nepotism. You are the cheerleader of it. It is what it is. And honestly, I'd rather him just be honest with it. Just like, or not even be honest with it. Just say, yeah, like I am that. I like to go for the people, my friends' kids to be in my films, and that's what you did with aliabhatt. And don't get me wrong. And listen, I just also want to do a quick disclaimer. I'm also not saying that the audience doesn't make, these people stars. At the end of the day, there are people who I like, the actors and actresses that I like in Bollywood, that are some of my favorite actors and actresses, but yet and still, I know that they have connections within the industry. For instance, hrithikroshan, salmankhan, amirkhan, Kareena Kapoor. Who else? Um, who are some of the cats that have connections? I mean, yeah, like the ones that are like the well known, like, the well known people. Even Ranveersingh, even though Ranveersingh is trying to make it seem as if he doesn't know anybody within the industry, even though, like, I don't know, how true this is, but I heard that, him and the Kapoors, the Sonamkapoor, Anil Kapoor people, they're related, like they're cousins or something. So it's like, and I like him as an actor as well. So it's like, there are a bunch of people that I like, that I really find to be extremely talented, that had connections in this industry. And I know that, I also participate in making them stars. But that's not the problem. And of course, there is a point where it's like, yes, the audience did make them stars, because we did make these people stars. But I think two things can be true at the same time. It could be a thing where it's like, yes, we can look at that person and be like, yes, you are a star. I like your look. I like your acting. I like your performance. But you can also say that, listen, like, you wouldn't be in this position where you're at right now if it wasn't for your father, or it wasn't for your mother, or it wasn't for your this person or that person. Like, we can admit those things. Those things all can be true. Like, I don't understand why is that such a bad thing to admit. So, I don't know. Like, nobody can tell me that aliabhatt would have been where she was in life right now. And I mean that for every aspect of her life. When it comes to the films, the boyfriends, the marriage, the baby, every aspect of her life was manufactured and made sure that everything, her life was set without her dad, Karan Johar, all of that. Karan Johar made sure, even if it were to kill him, he made sure that aliabhatt was gonna become a star, and he can't, and he's gonna try and gaslight us and make it seem as if, oh well, aliabhatt got to where she at was because of her talent. Yes, it could be for her talent, but you're also forgetting the majority half of it. It's because of who her dad was. It's because of you, Karan Johar. It's because that you pushed her to the moon. Two things can be true. And don't get me wrong, I actually like. I mean, I don't watch a lot of her films, but I like Alia. I do think that she's a nice actress. Like, I did watch Gangubai. I thought Gangubai was a great performance from her, and it did encourage me to go watch more of her stuff. But I don't think that she's just like this amazing, like, actress that is like just an icon. Personally, for me, Alia is not an icon to me. Like, and two, if we're gonna be honest, too, kind of, it is me being shady. I don't think that Karan Johar would have looked at aliabhatt twice if she wasn't Mahesh Bhatt's daughter. If I'm gonna be honest, when aliabhatt first came into the industry, she had like, she looked too childish. She looked very baby face. Like, she looked like a kid. So I'm just like, what, like, maybe yes, the younger, but it's like, if she's gonna be appealing to grown folks, she was not it. You know, she's very baby face and like she looks like a baby in the face, you know, a child. So I honestly don't think that she would have like that, and I'm being truthfully honest there. Like, and the same goes for Ranbir. Oh, I'm about to go into it. There's some people, y'all, especially these nowadays, these especially for the past decade, coming into this year, where some of these star kids, I don't. When you look at them, you're like, nah. Like you know, if it wasn't for their parents, they would never. They would these directors, these producers, these filmmakers would have never even looked at them twice. And I'm gonna be honest here. I feel that way about aliabhatt. I feel that way about Ranveersingh, and I know I'm Ranveersingh. Sorry, Ranbirkapoor. I feel that way about Ranbirkapoor. I don't care what y'all say, and y'all gonna be mad at me for this. And don't get me wrong, I actually love Rishi Kapoor as an actor. And mind you, Rishi Kapoor also was a star kid too because his dad was in it. You know, his dad was Raj Kapoor, and I watched a lot of Rishi Kapoor films growing up. So you know, so y'all guys can't say that. I actually thought I still feel like Rishi Kapoor was a big star, and he looked like a star. Ranbir Kapoor, I'm sorry, when he first came to the industry, no man. Like you can tell that if it wasn't for who his dad was, he would never got into the industry. So I feel that way about aliabhatt. I feel that way about Ranveersingh. Why do I keep saying Ranveersingh? Ranbir Kapoor. I feel that way about Arjun Kapoor. I feel that way about Sara Ali Khan. Is no shade. Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna be shady too. Yeah. If anything, I think the film industry, the Hindi film industry, made a mistake. Y'all should have casted Ibrahim Ali Khan in your films instead of Sara, because it's no shade. Sara does not look like a star, but Ibrahim does though. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, y'all need to go look up Ibrahim Ali Khan, honey. He looks okay. Okay, stop playing with me. He look good. Sada, I can do without her. Those are the people. Now the ones out, and I have to give credit where credit is due. Even though like the films might not have done well, but they look like stars. I'm gonna give them the credit. But they have connections to the industry. I think Janvi Kapoor looks like a star, even though I've heard her films have been hit or miss here and there. Like it's been whatever. I think Janvi looks like a star, even though Sonam Kapoor looks like a star. Even though yes, people have issues with Sonam Kapoor. Putting her foot in her mouth over the years and all those different things. But look wise, she looks like a star. I'm not even gonna say an actor so she doesn't, because she do. Sonam. Suhan. Okay, Shahrukhkhan's daughter, Suhana. Is she? Because I heard that her acting is not all that in the Archies, but it's because if she works on her acting, I think she can also be a really big star. Because I've seen her Instagram and stuff like that. She looks really good. Like face is beautiful, body is on. Like she looks really good. Like if she's that bad, now maybe I need to go watch the Archies to see. But if she can work on herself, the acting wise, she could be a big star. She can do it. That Agastya Nandan, what's his name? Agastya Nandan, Abhishekbachchan's grandson. He's another one too. He looks like a star. I don't know about the acting, but he looks like a star. Like I said, Ibrahim Ali Khan, he needs to he needs to get into films. He look good. So those are the only ones I can think of, really. If I'm gonna be honest. Like that look like stars. The other ones, Alia, Ranbir, Sara. Like, if it wasn't for who their parents were, they would have never been in this industry. And it's no shame. It's no shade. But anyway, y'all. But no, that was just my thoughts, because I feel like Karan Johar has been gaslighting throughout all of season 8 of Koffee with Karan, because it's just like, sir, like, shut up. Like, you know damn well that you support, and he's gonna be like, oh well, no, I brought in Siddharth Malhotra, and they have no connections within the industry. Just because you bring in one, two, three people, and 90% of the people that you have in your films are all have connections to the industry or all have connections to you, then bitch, that's not progress. That is not progress. So stop it. And you know that. But Karan Johar is just ugh. He's just, I can't stand it. Even though it's like I do watch his show for entertainment purposes and I watch the show when I'm bored. Because he's a gossip monger too. Even though he doesn't like to admit that he is one. He's a gossip monger. I don't know what director acts like this. Because it's like, they don't do this. And what's so crazy? It's not just like in the West. I don't think they do this in the South Indian industry. You don't see SSR Rajmouli on any gossip, doing gossip thing. Like, it's only Karan Johar. And it's like, he's a clown to me sometimes. Like, he really is. And he's been pissing me off with this gaslighting bullshit that he be doing on his show. But anyway, y'all, I know I went on a big tangent. I know this video is long, but I had to go on that rant because it's like Karan Johar has been really playing in people's faces. And it's like, don't let Karan Johar gaslight y'all. Don't let him make it seem as if y'all are real crazy for calling out the nepotistic issues. It's like, no. It's like, if your nepotistic kids that you be hiring ain't bringing in the money, and making no great films, then you need to hire other people. You need to bring other people in the industry that worked hard also, that didn't have a leg up, that really want to do this. And this is why, unfortunately, a lot of the talent, unknown talent are fleeing to like, Western platforms to blow up there and to get, recognized instead of coming to like, the Hindi film industry. Because they know that it's going to be so difficult. And I'm going to end it with this. And I might get, people might be angry. I actually think that Bollywood is more nepotistic than Hollywood. And we got nepotism in Hollywood, okay? But in Bollywood, at this point, it's rampant there. And I'm just going to end the video on that. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get up to 800 subscribers. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.